道に迷わない能力って天賦の才って言えるかな。
地元のガイドを破った。世の中にこんな場所があったなんて。声が大きい。統合に影響してしまう。
じゃあ僕は東に行くからついてくるなよ。
世の中にこんな場所
一
があったなんて。
人で何かに挑むとき、不可能なことはいっぱいある。でもみんなで挑めば不可能だって可能になる。
声が大きい。統合に影響してしまう。
うわーブヨーンブヨヨーンうわーとっとっ
天
と。
賦の才って言えるかな。
世の中にこんな場所があったなんて。
僕は東に行くから
遊びに行くってのは行くことが大事なの。来てさえくれればあとは全部私に任せればいいよ。
道に迷わない能力って天賦の才って言えるかな。
うわーブヨーンブヨヨーンうわーとっとっと。
じゃあ西に行けば絶対にあったりしないよな。
影響してしまう。
僕は東に行くからついてくるなよ。
才って言えるか
こ
な。
んな場所があったなんて。統合に影響してしまう。慣れない土地だ。
波を追いかけて走ったことある？やってみたい？やってみようよ。ほら今すぐ行こう。一緒にいい感じの海辺を探してあげるよ。
東に行くからついてくるなよ。
世の中にこんな場所があったなんて。
道に迷わない能力って天賦の才って言えるかな。
絶対にあったりしないよな。
統合に影響してしまう。慣れない土地は地元のガイドを雇った方がいいぞ。世の中にこんな場所があったなんて。
僕は東に行くからついてくるなよ。
遊びに行くってのは行くことが大事なの。来てさえくれればあとは全部私に任せればいいよ。
慣れない土地は
みんな頑張ってね。行こう。陣営のごとく。
はっふっ風の歌雲の
はっご助力を。瞬く
参るせいはっほれや
はっはっはっはっはっよっ。陣営のごとく。ふわっ健康よ世の乱れを切り尽くせ。はっはっほっ
風よ
ふわっ く間に
はっはっそこだ雲が借りなく時
我が剣よ影に従え陣営のごとく騒乱の一個
風よふっ
行けふわっやっはあふっふっ瞬く間に
Huh, trying to force the swirl with Electro doesn't seem to be as quick as if I just do my normal rotation in here.
全部丸見えねご助力を
はっせいはっ風の雲の行くごと
行け健康よ世の乱れを切り尽くせはっ
Yeah, see, like with all their bursts up, it just blasts through. I think it's probably because of those cores, the Dendro. By swirling with Kokomi and getting those things, she starts prepping a bunch of Dendro cores and gives time for grouping and shit, which then gets them all closer. Where if I try to force it with, try to force Electro, even though my boost Kaching's personal damage, and like the big difference is like, look, he has had his burst up because I killed him so quickly.
知識はあなたにもご安心を
参るはっはっ雲が借りなく時
瞬く間に逃がさない行けはっやーふん急がないと
手をつなぎましょうご助力を
それそやふっ
瞬く間にふわっ我が剣よ影に従えはっ陣営のごとく
風よふっ
ふんはっほっ瞬く間にふんはっはあ
Oh shit! I should have done this instead. God damn it! I forgot that would. Yeah, I was looking at characters I had and what talents I wanted to level up, but I'm also trying to prep for Shilinin, and she is a Friday talent user, but she's the only one she's the only one who I think Mulani, actually, I'm not even sure what Kinich's talents are because I never really cared. Yeah, but Mulani is a different day, and so is Kachina. from my understanding, this tile material is only used by her. But yeah, so I need. Okay, so let's see. Should I keep this team? Actually, no. I think I remember. I enjoyed playing with my Geo team. This was a fun team. I might actually swap out Ming Guang with Shilinen because with a mono Geo team, she's really with a mono Geo team, she's actually really
染まって散りなさい。その命いただいたわ。
oh fuck. Damn it. Fucking. 2, 3. Missing. And. Yep, all dead. But yeah, so with Jillian without extra sound samples, she makes for a pretty good DPS, or relatively good DPS. People were, they were saying, she's not great, but she's also not bad either. And Ningguang is not really that good either. Like, what's really carrying is Chiori and Albedo with their damage. So, Ningguang is just kind of there being on-field DPS, which is fine. I like using her. But Jillian would be even better.
無駄な努力をや。次。
名王牽制
絹のような弱さね。
さようなら。諦めなさい。その命いただいたわ。やっ。
And she's a little clunky when doing her attacks. She's a little the delay between the delay for her attacks is a little lengthy, and so that's why it's kind of meh.
創世の術今こそ誕生の時
ファッション私が定義する。
降参しなさい。諦め。
いや手伝って。
避けせいてとせい
その命いただいたわ。
次。
疑似用か
Yeah, you saw that 48k, 26k there. Like, yeah, that 48, 26 are all those guys. Ningguang, by comparison, doesn't do as much. It's hard to tell though because she does a lot of little tiny hits. So you'd have to actually double check. It's like, okay, so when I'm doing my burst, I'm shooting at 7 jades, or 7 jades maybe with the thing down on the field. So maybe that's.
創世の術異形を見届けよ
絹のような弱さね。
It's so fucking annoying the way they just. Yeah, so it's doing 10k per hit, which is pretty good, right? That's not terrible. Yeah, the fact that these guys run away into the ground is fucking annoying as hell. It seems like you have to actually continue to hit. Look, if you continue to hit them, they stay up. So they'll go down into the ground, and as long as you keep smacking them, they'll stop, which is fine. But it means you have to constantly hit them. And the second you do anything start up your burst, do a character skill, do this or that. The second you give them even a second, they run away like little bitches they are, which is annoying. Enemies that run away or become untargetable is just fucking stupid. No one fucking wants that shit. Please stop doing it. Even now, it still runs away.
今こそ誕生の時
その命いただいたわ。
疑似用か名王牽制
ファッション私が定義する。
It's not dead?
無駄な努力をやめたら
Yeah, so like the start detected 16k. Like it's she doesn't. I mean, she was buffed by I think the her geo damage thing, but yeah, it's not like terrible. It's not like it's terrible damage. But Shillinen will be a little faster. She'll be more movable. I don't know. Like, there's the thought I could also bring her as a. I was thinking I could replace her as Noelle, but like the problem with her burst is that you can't go mono Geo that way. Because if you go mono Geo with Shillinen, she cannot be a healer, which is fine if you don't want her to be a healer. But if you want her to essentially replace Noelle as a Geo healer for a mono Geo team, that will not work. It's because she needs at least one other element. She needs at least 2 sound sources. Geo will be the first one, obviously. But for the so on, so I need 20. Oops. Okay. So I want 9. 9. Should be good. So because Virgilinin. So I think I need 93. So I could just do. Whoops. Okay, so maybe 10 should be fine, right? Actually, no, I should be able to do 11. So it should be 31, I need. Yeah, 93. 93 should be able to max out all her 3 talents to 666. And I have 25 of those, so I can get. But yeah, so the problem with Shillinen, I mean, it's not really a problem. But yeah, like if you want to have her in a mono Geo team as the healer, you just can't. Because she needs other sound sources. Now, you can, even if she's in a multi-element team, you can still force her to be a DPS by just not, by doing her skill, then immediately do her burst. So you lock in just solo Geo. I think I was able to see that. That's what they were able to do. So it's like, oh, okay. So even if she's in a multi-element team, you can still use her as a DPS as long as you just do skill then burst right after. But if you do skill then any sort of auto attacks to essentially fill her gauge and then do her burst, she'll lock in the extra sound sources and become a healer. So it's cool that in a multi-element team you can still have her be DPS or healing depending on your mood. But it is unfortunate that if you wanted to have her be a Geo healer, you can't go mono Geo. You need at least one other element. You need to crystallize with that element. Do her basic. No, like, is that tough? No. Like, it's only if you want to do the gimmicky. Like, if you want to do the gimmicky. Oh, I want to make sure that she's a. I want to make sure that she's the. If you want to only do a mono Geo team, then yeah, you can't do that. She would just have to be your DPS for it. She'd have to be a DPS for it, which she's not terrible at, so. So I'm curious to see if she's better than Ningguang, because Ningguang is pretty good. She does her burst pretty frequently. She can summon her construct repeatedly. The construct itself improves geo damage. Now, I mean, it's hard to beat Jillian's buffs. Even if she's in DPS mode, she has some ridiculously good buffs. So, either way. Anyway, I'm going to take a short little break. But I will be right back, and then I will be continuing Kinich's quest right over there.
びに行くってのは行くことが大事なの。来てさえくれればあとは全部私に任せればいいよ。うわーぷよーんぷよよーんうわーとっと。一人で何かに挑むとき不可能なことはいっぱいある。でもみんなで挑めば不可能だって可能になる。うわーぷよーんぷよよーんうわーとっと。ぷよーんぷよよーんうわーとっと。波を追いかけて走ったことある？やってみたい？やってみようよ。ほら今すぐ行こう。一緒にいい感じの海辺を
Okay, let's do this.
Oh, ここ数日あんた噂を聞いた若者。
後でオイラたちも。よし。
Oh, shit. Shit. I thought they were going to let me pick my team. They mean I would have had to exit the fucking dialogue, swap my party to a good team, and then go back in. That is so incredibly stupid. Like, literally every other dungeon works the same way, where it's like, oh, you want to go into a dungeon? Okay, cool, select, here's the recommended elements, why would you change that? Why would you just make it oh, by the way, like, you should make it clear, oh, this is the recommended element, oh, by the way, we're not going to give you the option to change now. We're not going to bring you to a party selection menu. We are using your current team to go in. Like, you should make that 100% clear if you're going to fucking change how you fucking do all character quests ever. Every single character quest up until this point has always been you going to a dungeon, brings up the classic, instance dungeon interface, where it will give you the recommendation of the elements, and now it shouldn't be a huge issue, but it also is really fucking annoying, right? Where they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to warn you, you can't change your party selection once you go in, so here's the recommended thing. But here's a radical fucking idea. When do they give me this recommendation of the party element? Only after I initiate the dialogue with the guy, right? So basically what they're saying is, hey, you had no clue what was the best element to come into this trial with, because you didn't even know this was going to be a trial, right? You didn't even know that this was what's going to happen. So there's no way in fucking hell you could have prepared for it. And by the way, we're going to dump this on you right now. Now you have to know that unlike every other instance ever, we're going to lock you in with this choice and not present you a party selection menu before going in. Like, it's super fucking easy. You just bring the fucking menu, right? You just create a menu option specifically for this to allow you to change your party members like every other instance thing. Just copy the menu from that, and then go in, right? It's that simple. The fact that they lock you in, so not only are you unable to prep for it to begin with, right? Because they give you no warning whatsoever of what your recommended element is until you start the dialogue. But even once you accept, unlike every other thing, you don't get the option to change your party after they give you the recommendation. You have to know what the element is, or if you don't, you have to know that when given the option, you have to say no so you can change your party member and talk to them again. So again, like, it's two instances where you're expected to know how they're going to operate. That you have to know ahead of. The only way this actually works well is if you, one, already have a fire heavy party and go into it, or if you know that's by selecting yes, you're locking in your current party. So you have to know both instances. You either come in prepped with a fire party already, like you just happen to have a fire party going in, and then you can press yes, or you have to also know that by pressing yes, you're locking in your current party. So if you do not want that, you have to say no. So I find that, and you can argue, well, you did this before. You should, like, you knew that it was a fire element, right? Yeah, I did know that, right? But the thing is, I didn't know that by pressing yes, it would use my current party, because I was expecting an interface like every other instance combat ever that lets me select my party. So the fact that this one was like, no, we're just going to throw you in, like, we're just going to change the script and force you and lock in the party you're currently in. Like, why? So that's obviously stupid, right? Don't change the behavior of your game. When all other aspects of your game behave this way, don't be like, nah, we're going to change it now. We're going to do it differently for some reason. Like, is it easier? Yes. It's 100% easier to do it the way they did it. Because while I say, oh, it's super easy just to create a menu, they do have to create a menu for it, right? They can still copy the menus they've used before, but they would still need to, like, populate it with correct information and shit like that. Have you redirect to the interface. Have it, when you press yes to, you have to put in the correct triggers and design the page for it. Whereas in this, you just have to, continue a dialogue, throw in a choice, and then be done, right? So it's lazy, and that's why I dislike it. It's lazy, and it is different than how this game has behaved every other time. Like, every other character quest usually just has you go into an instance dungeon where they just have the screen. I think even for Milani's quest, they still. Let's see, what was Milani's? Did we actually go into an instance dungeon? I think, but yeah, I don't think. I think I would have been just as annoyed if Milani happened in Milani's thing. So maybe it was fine, and maybe they just locked me into the party I was currently in. Because I do remember fighting random monsters, like in their tribal area. So I do remember doing that, and I don't think I was given an option. So maybe I don't know, like. And that's the whole thing, is because they didn't even give me the option, it was like you didn't even think about it, right? The problem is they give you the option and then fuck you over with your expectation. Like, if they just locked us in, if I talk to the guy and he's like, okay, cool, we're gonna start. You ready to go? Because, like, if they just said, oh, are you ready to go? I wouldn't have any expectations. But the fact that they give me a recommended party element makes me think, oh, okay, well, if you're going to give me a recommended party element, clearly you're going to give me the ability to change my party before going into this instance thing, right? Clearly you're going to bring up a menu to allow me to change my party, right? Like every other time you're going into an instance dungeon and they have recommended elements. But no. So yeah, that's why I just like this. It's just lazy. It's just lazy. I mean, you could say lazy or incompetent, right? It could be that the people who are in charge of doing this particular quest, are new, are not used to how the game works, or whoever, like, maybe the team that was in charge of this is trying new things, but it's like, well, maybe don't reinvent the wheel, like, just fucking use the wheel instead of creating this oval-shaped wheel.
急に決まったことだから、外にいる人たちは儀式に間に合わなかったんだろう。
そうだとした。
旅人パイモン。
キーニチ、やっと来てくれた。
No, I'm not interested whatsoever.
族長トリニダード。前任者として旅人にいくつか経験則を伝えておきたい。少し旅人と外していいか。
As I said, I'm not interested.
.構わないが、なるべく早くしてくれ。
あっちへ行こう。儀式の流れに。
確かトリニダードに教えてもらったけど、あまり覚えてないな。
空飛ぶアリンコは脳みそまでちっちゃいんだな。
聖火にその口を焼かれたくなければ今日。あそこに聖火の柱があるだろ。種火を取ったらまずあの聖火の柱に火をつけるんだ。次に山の王が眠る洞窟に入り、道沿いにある松明。
聞いた感じ。
Oh, I see. Do I have to get into one of the Yumasauruses and use the exploding fruit to light up the tops as I zip around?
工程自体は簡単だが、これだけは絶対に忘れるな。振り返らずに前に進み続けること。このルールを流れの要点を図にまとめた。参考にすると。
儀式の間、キーニチは何？
俺もお前らに同行するつもり。召喚の方は気にしなくていい。
おう、流れをしっかり頭にた。
こっちはいつだがフニたちも来てるようだし、準備ができたら。
旅人のお姉ちゃん、今日はいつもよりずっと素敵だね。
Oh, cool. Mrs. Nickname. That's my favorite.
この儀式を成功させてきっとうまくいくよ。旅人のお姉ちゃん。
Okay, so it was not a one-off. They programmed this incorrectly. Obviously, presumably if the nickname had brackets on the end, actually I don't even know what nickname, right? It should be Traveler. Aren't we always regarded as? Oh no, it's our nickname, so it'd be Miss Einzelgong. I see, but because presumably they messed up the bracket and they didn't put so presumably if it was bracket nickname all caps, end bracket, it would have just replaced it with my name. but because they then added so much extra crap over the end bracket, and they had the end bracket at the beginning of the sentence. Although, if you look at it too, like look, you can see it starts with a "You look so cool today. You look so pretty today." Oh, I see. If I was a male character, if I was Aether, I probably would have gotten that first line. I probably would have gotten Mr. Nickname, "You look so cool today," and for obviously if I chose Lamine, hey, it's Miss Hines, "You look so pretty today." I see. So yeah, they fucked it up, obviously. I mean, it is interesting, simply because like one of my complaints about this event, about how they didn't give me the option of changing my party after learning that fire was recommended. They don't give you the ability to change it, and they don't let you know by pressing accept you're going in with your current party. I said that was lazy or incompetence, right? It's a team of new developers who are in charge of this character quest, who are not familiar with how they've done other character quests, and so this would lend more to the incompetence aspect. Because obviously they fucked up something this simple, right? You fucked up the character quest dialogue. Like this is fine, but yeah. So they obviously it's a typo, right? Like they just put a bracket where they shouldn't have. Or they shouldn't bracket things properly. You know, whoops. This happens. Like I've done coding before where you're like, oh, whoops, I have my parentheses here, or I have my quotations here, and because I forget the end or the start parentheses or bracket, it's like, whoops, now you've grouped together something you didn't intend to group when you're doing some sort of nested loops. Whoops. These things happen, obviously. Now, the problem is how easy this is to find, right? It's literally just talking to her. Like, it's the kind of thing where it's just like, I'm sorry, but like, if you'd played the game at all, you'll notice this. Now, obviously, what they tested, the person who tested it probably just did the quest, right? They probably just accepted the quest, went straight to this guy, and continued it. So we can at least presumably be assured that along the main quest dialogue change, it should be all correct. But realistically, if you are going to test something, what you should do is you should interact with every interactable NPC, make sure everything's working fine. Because like the second you interact with her, you realize what the problem is. It's clearly a problem with how they've segmented the male-female options and how they've incorrectly bracketed the options as well as the name, which has led to incorrect grouping. So, oh, I see. Okay, we'll see how this goes. There we go. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. I don't have to, I just have to get close. Got it. Oh, fuck. I think I might have missed that one. I don't know. I just zipped past it. I don't know if it actually... Yeah, I might have... Yeah, I fucked up one. Okay, well that's fucking bullshit then. Oh wait, no. Does this count as one? Oh wait, never mind. I guess I did get them. Okay. I was worried that I would have fucked up. Okay. Because I was zipping by. I guess there was some sort of delay then. And so there was a delay between when I pass it and when the light's up. But as long as I got close enough, it was guaranteed to light. But it seems like there was about a half-second delay from when you land close to it from when it actually lights up. So I was zipping along past one of them, and it didn't light up in the brief fraction of a second I had before I zipped to the next one. But it did actually work.
もうすぐだ。この先が山の王が眠る場所だ。アビスの気配が濃くなってきたな。まずこの辺りの汚れを浄化しよう。
Whoops, I missed some. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, whoops. My bad.
あれが最後の成果の祭壇だ。まず周りの松明を灯してくれ。
こにいるのが眠ってる山の王か？
ああ、500年前の古代ユムカリュウの王コンガマと強大な。
本当にでっかいな。起こさない。
ついにここまで来たか。なんて見事な手際だ。
次が儀式の最後であり最も重要な部分だ。旅人、聖火の力を使って。
いや、今回は冬。
なんだと？
アビスの力が濃くなってきたぞ。あれはなんだ？キーニチ、何をするつもりだ？
Is he gonna get like sucked in or something?
族長、トリニダード。ここから
一体何をする気だ？
解決するのさ。
まさか。
やめろ！そんなの。
バカなバッタ人間だな。見てわかんねえのか？
悪いな、族長。トリニ。
山の王の無事を保証でき。
保証はできないが。
旅人、どういうことだ？約束ど。
Yeah, I'm totally fine with letting him die. Just let him die. Jesus Christ, like. No, I think that is incredibly stupid. Because it's just like, I literally said it had nothing to do with me, and he's like, I see, you're in cahoots. It's like, dude, I literally told you I'm not. It has nothing to do with me. It's also incredibly stupid to just let him do that. Yeah, and of course he's gonna wake up, he's gonna kill him instantly. It's whatever. It's also like incredibly stupid. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just like, we had all this time to talk. Like, why didn't you just send him through the rift in the first place? Yeah, and of course this goes along with what he wanted, is to purify him completely. Because it's like, yeah, if there are no other options, you have to do it this way. Which is like, whatever. Like, I'm fine completely purifying him and killing him. Because it's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, see, like. Now, I think this is stupid, right? Obviously, he's gonna die, right? He's gonna be the first sacrifice. Also, I do find it a little weird, though, because it's like, quick, get out! Why? You're in a perfect arena to fight him, and he's just woken up. This is the perfect place and time to fight the guy. Like, why are you running? Like, it's sure, send a few guys out to, like, warn people. Sure, of course. Right? Send a few people out to warn him. Oh, we're still here. Oh, never mind. Okay, it's hard to tell because I literally didn't see us at all until they cut to us. Despite being directly in the fucking center, we couldn't see ourselves. Nice, big vape. Now, of course, what we've done is we've just weakened it so that we can do what we need to... Wait, actually, yeah, we did change. I think that's the prototype Rancor. I think we've upgraded our sword. We're no longer dull blade boys. Yeah, we've upgraded our weapon. That's nice. We've upgraded from a 3-star to a 4-star finally. It's still shit. I mean, it's not an amazing weapon, but whatever. Burning himself. Oh, I see. That's the guy's voice. Yeah, like, which is what you should have done in the first place.
王実の灯火は燃え盛り、宝魂の烈戦に至れり、すべては振り返らぬ命のため。
ブルキナか、この罪を償おう。
Is he going to shatter or something? Or oh, he's going to be corrupted. He's going to take on the abyss power? Who knows? Oh, I see. He's seeing his life. Interesting.
もし俺が遅れを取っても決して振り向くなよ。今と同じように前へ進むんだ。
私辱を胸に前へ進め。それこそが払うべき代償だ。
海縁の継承者よ。この残された体を使い、より多くの勇士を育ててくれ。この生党の意志はこれからも突き進もう。アビスを踏み潰すその日まで。
That's pretty stupid, though. So, like, yeah, I was all for burning. I was all for purifying the abyss and getting rid of him, which is what we did in the end. And it's just like we had all this big thing. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. This is a different way to save him. Oh, we're gonna do this. And then we ended up doing the thing that I thought we should have done right from the start. I mean, I guess technically because of the Turnfire, he might have not. Like it might have been the plan was originally purifying him so he just dies, and this is slightly different, right? Because he used the Turnfire, he was able to purify him in a way that didn't kill him, perhaps. Maybe that's what happened. But if that was an option, why the fuck didn't you do that right from the start, right? And purifying him should have still been the primary thing. Like, the whole kicking, like, just dumping him in the Night Kingdom, dumping him in the Abyss wouldn't really save him. He'd still be suffering in the Abyss. You know? So, like, that didn't actually solve the problem. It just moves it. It solves the problem of their clan of when this guy wakes up, we get injured and damaged. But it doesn't save the Mountain King himself because he's still suffering the entire time. You moving the Mountain King to another location doesn't help him, it just helps the tribe. And if that's what you're going to do, you might as well just purify him completely, which helps him and the tribe. And, there's only a small subsection of the tribe that's like, no, we need this thing to be alive and ready to kill us at any moment for us to consider us having descended from it. It's like, dude, fuck off. Survived a huge fireball to the face? Wow.
それにしても、かがりぎの民ってみんな突破。
目の前が霧に覆われていても、ああ、変わりない。実は昨日の件の後、山の王の体表を透明な殻が覆うようになったんだ。原理は不明。まるで血が乾いた後にできるかさぶたみたいに、アビスの力が、私たちもこんなことは初めてでね。
Oh, I see. So it is completely different. Is that what was causing him to? I just assumed the abyss power within him was causing him to was overflowing. So it's because he's just constantly absorbing it that it accumulates. So we're purifying it, and it would normally stay at that level or less, or get lower. But because of outside abyss energy, he's. I mean, I guess if that's the case, then sure, this little shell will help.
ああ、今の状況からすればベストだよ。山の王のアビスの力が安定すれば、年に一度の。おお、そりゃよかったぜ。言いたいことはわかる。実は、部族の若者の間でも、君とキーニチが召喚した、あの大きい透明な本、山の王を助けたのは。つまり私はかがりぎの民の長ではあるが、けどマリポの持ち主なら君たちの質問に。なるほど。
I see. Okay, so that explains why we see why the Mountain King appeared as an elite mob. It's because it relates to this story, which makes it more understandable why the character IDs numbered Kinich before they did Milani. is because Kinich probably was supposed to be released first, which, in all honesty, you should have. Because of this story should have been released first. Because Milani's story is interesting, but not really needed, right? You don't really need Milani's story. Like, it was interesting about the Abyss and all that bullshit, but this one is absolutely necessary to explain why the fuck the Mountain King is an elite monster underneath the mountain. This explains, oh, it's because of the events in this character quest. That's why he's there. That actually is the Mountain King. You know, they call it the Mountain King when you see him. That actually is the Mountain King. And it's because we fixed him in this character quest that we're able to fight him like that. Whereas Milani's, nothing we do in that really changes anything. You know, it doesn't change the world, it doesn't explain why certain aspects of the world operate the way they do. So realistically, they could have delayed her. They could have had Kinich first, then Milani. But obviously, Milani being a girl is going to be more popular than Kinich regardless. So the best to start a new patch, a new world, a new zone, a new area, a new country with the most appealing of the Kinyu characters.
聖火に宿るエンジン様の力はわずかなものだ。それでも、覚悟？犠牲になる覚悟か？どうしてそう思ったんだ？だ
って山の王ポンセおじさんの話だと、キーニチが昨日やった儀式は代償を払ってやるも。
お前らもさあな。残念だ。
キーニチにもわからないなら、この
だが、もし開演の力が本当に存在するなら、
山の
真の代償とは贖罪や賠償ではなく、何かを苦しみを背負って前へ進むことは命を差し出すことよりも辛い。だが
そうなのか。
体の方は心配不要だ。縄張りに攻撃性はだいぶ和らいでいる。それに前のように闇雲に襲ってくることも奴と
この偉大なる勢力クグルアハウが断言してやるよ。肉体と戦闘本能はアビスの力で保たれちゃいるが、
でも昨日は
あれは今はの際のみみっちい執念だな。
おい、そんな言い方ないだろ。きっと山の今は先のこととかを考えるのに精一杯。
少なくともこれで部族の人間は前に進める。
そうそう、援助を引き渡
だがあいつは全く役に立たなかった。
まあ、あいつが役立たずなのはお前のせいじゃないからいいって。それに
友達、約束しよう。もし力お前のためなら
Yeah, so obviously Kinich should have been first. He should have been because it's literally explaining why one of the two elite bosses. You know, one of my two bosses, one of the two elite bosses, and the other one just has no explanation, just a random bird. But this one actually had an explanation of why it's there, and they didn't make that in the first character quest. So it's like, great, awesome. So for 3 weeks, we had no fucking idea why this thing was so fat and big, and why he was called the Mountain King. And then, if you do the character quests, parts 1 and 2, they explain the relevance of it, but we're also told that, oh no, he's a, so essentially it contradicts what we see, right? He sees him there, so we're like, are there two? Are there two Mountain Kings? Is this just was that the Mountain King 500 years ago, and since then there's been a new one, and that's what we're fighting? But no, though, that's the original one. That's the one from 500 years ago that's been preserved in a way, and is now there to fight, which they explain completely in this quest, which is like, huh. So yeah, realistically, they should have, continuity-wise, they should have done Kinich. They should have released Kinich first, and had his character quest be released first, and then had Milani. Now, I prefer the way they did it, because Milani's much better from a traveling perspective. Kinich has his cool little leaping and lunging and shit, which is helpful, but not super helpful, right? Milani's just raw traversal through lava, water, on the ground, is just very, very helpful overall when exploring that land. Whereas Kinich's is kind of useful, but not super useful, especially because his lunge, his grappling hook, like launches you forward. So if you just need to go a little bit of distance, you just can't use it, or else you'll be sent way too far. You'll overshoot it way too much. So, in terms of traveling perspective-wise, Milani's better.
待て待て。そんな嘘つきを見るような目をしないでくれ。ま、そんなことはいいとして。
何？
エクストリームス。はあ？おじちゃんがここにやってきた日、空が確かに危険なスポーツだが、その勇敢な姿は。
山下おじちゃん。
ああ、もちろんさ。だが、幸せな日々はな。その敵のところで、おじちゃんは見下され、罵られ、さらには報酬としてある。どうして俺ばかりがこう傷つくんだ。と、おじちゃん。だが、おじちゃんはそれに耐え、その過去を
前を向きなさいって言いたいんでしょ。でもそんな物語、もう古臭い。
ウニちゃんは賢い子だ。物語には続きがある。おじちゃんは友と再会し、彼女の傷も振り返ってごらん。
また騙そうとしてるんでしょ。
Oh shit, I gotta do this. Okay, so I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Finish up, do this event real quick. Hopefully it's not super time gated. Or I may actually, no, let me unlock it first. Because I have 3 days to do it, but if I screw myself over, then that would suck. If it is a time gated thing, by missing out, like I have essentially 3 days plus today. So 4 days total. But if it is a time-gated thing where I only get because it's a camera, and they have screwed us over with cameras before, where they're like, oh, you can only take this many shots per day, in which case, that would suck. So I could fuck myself over by saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then I find out, oh, actually, you can only get four camera shots a day, so, whoopsie, you screwed yourself over. So let's just zip over there on, wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Just zip over there real quick. Oh, I see. So the camera is just a bonus. Okay, so it is purely just the anniversary event thing. So I can do it whenever. Cool. Oh, okay, so it's not time gated. Cool. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Cool. It's not one of those ones where you have to take a picture and then it turns into a color palette, which you can redeem for gifts. One of the other time gated ones. It's purely just a fun thing. Okay, so here's the tool. Let's quick swap. Let's quick swap out that. Confirm. And oh, I still get to keep this. I'm gonna keep the Path of Turnfire. Cool. And was one of these Kinich's thing? Where's Kinich? I thought we got a little item one. Can we? Is this? No, that's too new. Didn't we get something when we finished Kinich's quest? No, that's the rename. What the fuck did we get? Or maybe it was. Oh, it could have been. Might have been this. No, it was a food. It wasn't food. It could have been one of these things, though. It could have been one of the items, or it could have been one of the artifacts or something. The artifacts look kind of weird anyway. Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh yeah, I get the rewards for doing this. So I want to make sure I did it. Should do this at some point too, but I'll do it when I do the Memories of Tavok. Maybe tomorrow or on the weekend at some point. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.